The version of you that's arriving will make sense of all that you've had to leave behind. And this is part of this ascension process that we're going through. And many of us have grown up, we've been different to our families, we've thought differently, we've maybe been the black sheep, we've been wired differently, we've felt things differently, we've had to learn to process things differently. And through all of that, we have taken on other people's belief systems, we've taken on their thoughts about us, or how we're supposed to be, or they think we're supposed to be, or how we think we're supposed to be. We've taken on all of this stuff. And so this whole journey of awakening is actually about peeling back all of those layers and finding the truth of who you are. And the truth of who you are is that you are light, that you are love, that you are consciousness, and that you're powerful beyond measure. And many of us are afraid of that light and that power. For me, I wasn't afraid of my light, because I've always had a big light. I was never afraid of that. I was actually afraid of my anger, and a lot of people don't really want to admit that. And I went through a process actually to tap into my sacred rage, because of all the ancestral things and all of that stuff. And I had a scream that was so primal. I felt earthquakes. I felt the earth move. And a lot of us don't want to deal with that rage, like we're taught to, when we're growing up, to suppress our emotions and don't get angry and don't be sad and don't cry and don't do this and don't do that. So we don't know how to be, because we're feeling beings. And in particular, a lot of us are empaths, so we actually soak up other people's energies and we soak up their belief systems and thoughts, so it becomes really, really confusing. So the whole process of our awakening is about peeling back those layers and coming back to the truth of who you are. And the truth of who you are is amazing. It's beautiful. It's magnificent. And we actually need to be owning our magnificence. We actually need to be claiming our power and claiming our light and claiming our right to take up space. Because we've come here for a reason. Like the people that we are the warriors, we're the visionaries, we're the ones that have come here with a mission. We've come here with a higher purpose, and that has been a really tough journey. Like we've come through stuff that people couldn't even comprehend. We've walked through fire and brimstone. We've walked into the gates of hell and back, and we've done all of that to turn ourselves inside out to become the embodiment of who we are. So, and that's where the 9D breathwork again has been so powerful for me, and actually dealing with my rage, because we always have an undercurrent in our energy, and I had this anger, and it could be quite destructive, and that's why I was actually afraid to go there, because I knew that my anger could be really destructive. And once I actually went through this process and actually really embodied my sacred rage, the rage at the injustice of what had happened to me, what happens to children, what happens to all of that stuff. And once I actually really embodied that and released it, my whole life's changed, because I don't have that anger. And I can get angry in the moment, and I can speak it, in my truth in the moment, but I don't hang on to it anymore. I don't let it fester away and build. And that's where the 9D breathwork has been so powerful for me, and being able to do that. And so now my anger is a really powerful creative force, and it's a force of creativity. So it's not actually anger now, but it's that fire. It's that fire that drives you. It's that passion that keeps you moving forward. So just know that this is what we came. The best version of ourselves is what we came here to be. The only purpose we have in life is to learn self-love and self-compassion. And when we do that for ourselves, we can do that for other people genuinely and authentically. And all of the doorways that you're wanting to open will just open naturally. You don't need to push for anything. You don't need to strive. You don't need to compete. You don't need to perform. You don't need to people please. None of those things. You just need to be who you are, the full presence and the full magnificence of who you are. So there's a link in the bio. There's a 5-minute breathwork experience you can have. Put on some headphones and watch your mindset change, like just in 5 minutes. There's a link for the app. There's a 2-week free trial. The app's amazing. It helps you can put in, like, what are you feeling the most? It might be anger. You want to process that. We've got journeys for all of those things to actually help you process that. And we've also got an amazing community of over 30,000 people that are doing this work from all around the world, like-minded people. So just know that you don't need to be alone on this journey, because it's a really tough one that we've chosen. And now we're all coming together to share that journey and to share our light light. So check it out. I look forward to seeing your journey, and just know that it's all worth it, and that becoming the embodiment of all of your inner work is the goal, and it's the destination, and it's a lifetime process, but it's a beautiful unfolding. So have a beautiful magical day, and I will talk to you soon.